Welcome back to Vampyr. I was going to check out the marker, but then I'd stop in and see if there's anything new here.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Have you any recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Nobody dares to enter the dispensary now. Rumours say the nurse has gone mad.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Let's see. Going the wrong way. It's been a little while since I've been in Whitechapel. Need to figure out my roads again. That'll at least take me the right direction. And pick up some experience on the way. This one dead end somewhere. Oh, there's one of those big guys. Hello, are you? Hello.
Sir, no civilians allowed. Out! I'm talking to you. Crush the leech, boy.
How about the leech crushes you?
There's one of them burning.
Imprisoned by ordained evil. Unable to see the true horror around you.
You look so pale, my lord. Would you like me to...
Flowers left over here. sure why I would have put a marker over here.
Good evening, Mr. Nivicott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not at all, sir.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
I don't think I'm going to be getting anything out of them. And there won't be any improvement to district. Let's remove these. Guess it's time to go back to the hospital.
Leech spotted! Watch out!
Again, you guys are causing half the problem around here. Road ahead, then make looks like a left. Oh wait, I'm coming in. Let's get some blood samples. Oh, those will be necessary. Here. This way, correct? Yep. Oh, here. Where is it? There. I know I can do it once I get into the office, but I'm gonna do it now. Okay, so examine that. Oh, maybe I already got it. Yeah, because she was the way to get the third tier of that. That'd be the duplicate. That's where I met the big guy. Where are these two? See, I need I'm Pippa and Newton. It's actually been so long since I've played this that I don't remember where people like to hang out.
It's here again.
Let's see.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Wait, where are the other two? Just came in at. Gotta be wandering here someplace.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reed.
Not under my watch, Nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
How can you be affected by the misery around you, and be so heartless at the same time? Which is the real you, Nurse Hawkins?
I could ask you the same question, Dr. Reed. Are you more real when you lie to a dying patient, or when you grant him useless medication?
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Okay, that wasn't Dr. Swansea. And Lady Ashbury. Still need to find that other guy to give him some medicine here.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
I will have to see what I actually need.
Disguised as a hospital. That's Pembroke nowadays.
Lady Ashbury's the mother, right? No, that's Beatrice. Oh, right. Where is she hanging out again?
I thought last summer's epidemic was difficult.
It is good to see you again, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm better than one might expect, Lady Ashbury. Dr. Swansea has asked me to investigate the recent disturbances in the hospital caused by skulls.
Really? What do you mean?
I discovered the most intriguing skull. An elderly woman answering to the name of Old Bridget, and a man who helps them remain hidden in London.
Old Bridget? Peculiar name, I've never heard of her.
According to Old Bridget, skulls can lead a peaceful existence like us. They are even able to nourish themselves by feeding on corpses and the flesh of the dead.
How vile. Please, Jonathan, let's change the subject.
Skulls of London have gone into hiding. Both mortals and immortals plot their extermination.
Yes. Skulls are the orphans of the Vampire Society. They are the shame of their genitors, a disgrace to the vampire that created them.
There is something ominous closing around me, Lady Ashbury. Something spies upon me from the shadows. Something cruel and wicked.
Whatever do you mean, Jonathan?
If Sean Hampton and Harriet were not the guilty parties, then who? I saw the bodies and the blood.
Your rebirth has not gone unnoticed, Jonathan. Be extremely careful. If you get in the way of an immortal's plans...
Do you suspect someone?
I don't know, Jonathan. I steer clear of vampire politics, especially whilst hunters roam the city's streets.
Goodbye for now, my lady.
Okay, so I don't think that triggered any... Doesn't look like it. But I guess there's at least 2, maybe 3 from the spacing. I need to figure out where he is. No, that's him. Ah, there they are. That's... oh, there we go.
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. You doing your rounds as usual?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Afraid so. In the war, I was always worried about picking up something, getting some infection. Unfortunately, I've got that fear in London now.
Throughout history, some diseases have done more damage to armies than any weapon created by man. You are wise to be careful.
You're working at the Pembroke hospital, aren't you? That's a good enough reason for me and Oswald to go there.
Anything else?
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
So that'll help the district stay up here. Now let's go talk to Swansea.
Clear and disgust on every street corner.
Third floor, but just give this a quick check. Okay, second floor, isn't it? We're heading there. Stop off at the office. Check on the guns here. Oh, weapons in general. I think I'm gonna keep on using Dragon Bane. Oh, what do I need for that upgrade? Good handle parts. I have what I need there. Total of 9 good handle parts. This. Good triggers. That's what I can do right now. No stamina. Or stun. No stamina. Handle part, okay. This.
It's locked.
Can't get into these. It's okay. Here. Pembroke Hospital, 14th October. Dear Dr. Swansea, despite the actual urgency of the sanitary situation, I must inform you of a recent case of professional misconduct within inside the Pembroke. Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan has been found guilty of undeniable unprofessional conduct, and thus guilty of endangering a patient. Under no circumstances should a nurse diagnose and establish a prescription without at least informing the referring doctor about her conclusion. You know me, Edgar. I'm not against personal initiative when it is for the interest of all, especially during a crisis like the one we are facing, but we cannot allow a nurse to perform a diagnosis and decide on a procedure to apply to a patient. The fact that said patient survived is no attenuating circumstances. It just means we dodged the bullet this time. I demand the strictest authority in this matter. Okay. Another one over there. We can grab these shillings first, though. I am going Goswick's medical file. Patient Mortimer Goswick, male, age 23, followed by Dr. Aykroyd, says convalescence. Date of admission 27th October, date of release to be determined. Notes, patient shows many signs of extreme fatigue and major sores on the throat, mouth, and tongue, but no sign of the flu. Refuses to speak, claims it's too painful, needs rest and healing of throat, mucous membrane before any decision can be made concerning his release. Interesting.
It's locked, all right.
That's all that's here. I think a trip downstairs is actually going to be needed. Before I talk to Dr. Swansea. Quick pass, make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's see, Mortimer was... It's outside. Where is... It is down that hall.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland. And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help? Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Okay. Here. Where are these guys?
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Okay. So since that didn't trigger anything, doesn't have anything extra, is... What am I missing? Looking for Mortimer. They're in the building. I swear he was in this room.
How long must I wait, damn it?
Daily routine.
Yeah, I just heard her talk. It moved stairs or something? You're not there. Here. I guess I'll find him in a moment. Not to Swansea. Doctor, over here.
Jonathan, at last. I've been worried sick. Have you solved the case of our poor Sean Hampton?
Don't worry, Edgar. The reputation of Pembroke Hospital is secure. Sean Hampton was not the guilty party.
Is that true? Oh, good news. Good news indeed.
What do you know of the Ascalon Club?
Not as much as I would like. There have always been rumors about a secret society of vampires operating in the interests of the British Empire, though I've never met a member.
I crossed paths with one, a terrifying creature going by the name of Fergal. He was sent by the Ascalon Club to exterminate the Skulls of the East End.
By the stole, Jonathan. If vampires are eliminating their own progeny, then dark times are upon us. Darker than I've ever witnessed.
Do you think Lady Ashbury would know of them?
Jonathan, our beloved lady is not one for social dalliances, nor the assemblies of dark orders. She's a woman of superior taste and selective acquaintance.
Does the name Old Bridget ring any bells?
I'd never heard of her. Why? A patient of ours? I must confess, I don't know them all.
No, it's just someone I recently met. A fascinating woman. I had thought that perhaps...
By the stole, Jonathan, you've met another vampire. I would appreciate an introduction, if that's the case.
I found Harriet Jones. She's much the same old, embittered woman she was, only she's been made a Skull. Her transformation did not go well.
Incredible. Why not bring her here? We could learn so much by studying her condition. It would be fascinating.
I doubt that. She can barely move. Perhaps we could learn more about the degeneration of Skulls.
Perhaps. But she could also belong to a new species. We know so little of the laws that dictate vampire reproduction.
Were there any studies made by your order on the subject?
Not that I'm aware of. I will transmit your discovery to the Brotherhood's primate. He will be delighted.
A pleasure as always, Edgar.
So, not really anything that triggered a storyline or anything. I'm actually gonna, rather than wasting time running around, I'm gonna cut here, see if I can find those two, then come back.
How long must I wait, damn it?
Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir.
How long's it going to take to fix me properly? A month? A year?
You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
That was a bit odd. This door was registering as locked, which is why I kept on bypassing it.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
medical report says you're not affected by the Spanish flu. What do you think of that, Mortimer?
Does it make me happy? Not in the slightest. If it was up to me, I would have left this place long ago. I know I don't belong here.
And why do you think you don't belong here?
I know the staff have more important things to do than look after me. There's plenty of patients here who need their attention.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
I just did that one.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Sure we're making a difference. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
I've read your son's medical report, Beatrice. It's not the flu or anything life-threatening. What has you so worried?
He was at death's door when he was brought here. I just want him to be better as soon as possible.
He's not out of the woods yet, you know. He might need to stay here longer than expected.
Take care of him then, Dr. Reed. People here only seem to focus on contagious patients. I worry my poor Mortimer will be neglected.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Good evening, sir.
I kind of think his problem may be an allergy. Something she's feeding him.
This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your
But right now, I think. I don't want this area to get worse. I want to take care of those, but at the same time, I almost think I may have to go to this before I can take care of that. Now, let's make one more stop at her after talking to Swansea, so we can get any more information from her.
Yes, Jonathan? Can I help you with something?
I'm better than one might expect, Lady Ashbury. Dr. Swansea has asked me to investigate the recent disturbances in the hospital, caused by skulls.
Really? What do you mean?
Goodbye for now, my lady.
So no new information from her. And I think I'm going to actually rest and see if that improves conditions around here. Where are we going? Over here. Because with her gone, there is the possibility that things will actually improve. Want to boost that, but I don't have enough. Let's see here. Stamina is definitely something I need. Can I grab this one too? Yes. This area is actually considered sanitized. Great. Okay. So, 3 more issues of fatigue. That's workable. And 2 colds. So, this is where I'm going to end this one. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.